First at 4, disturbing new information in the medical mix-up the entire country is talking about. We now know more about the hours before a woman was found alive at a funeral home. Paula.
Hello, parents. We have homework this week, but we have to bring our children along as we figure out the right environment so our new remote learning students can be successful.
Storms in Michigan have fallen apart out to our west, but the one in the Gulf is gaining strength. Our strongest hurricane of the season bearing down towards the Gulf Coast. We'll take you there live coming up right now, first at 4.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. That breaking news comes in the death of an African-American woman who died at the Harper Woods jail. We are just learning Priscilla Slater died of natural causes, according to the Wayne County spokesperson. The cause of death is listed as a cardiac problem. Slater died while in custody back on June 10th. Harper Woods asked the Michigan State Police to launch an investigation. 2 Harper Woods officers have been fired, accused of trying to conceal evidence in the investigation, but not for any wrongdoing linked to her death. We are gathering more reaction to the ruling. Our coverage continues tonight at 5. Investigators have spent the afternoon at Knollwood Cemetery in Canton exhuming remains. We're told this is part of Operation United, which is an effort to gather DNA and work to identify unknown murder victims. This is part of an investigation that dates back to May of last year. Right now, we're told this is a Detroit police operation. We do have a crew working the story, and we'll have an update when you join us in about an hour at 5. Attorney Jeffrey Fieger is looking for possible negligence after a 20-year-old Tamisha Beauchamp was declared dead, then found alive at a funeral home. Fieger spoke today, saying Tamisha was in a body bag for 2 hours, being discovered alive at a funeral home. On Sunday, Fieger says Beauchamp had an apparent seizure. Medics worked on her before calling an emergency room doctor who declared her dead. However, according to Fieger, Tamisha's godmother, who works in the medical field and was present at the time, told authorities that she was not dead.
She indicated that she had seen Tamisha breathing and she felt that Tamisha had a pulse. That she saw chest movements and felt that she had a pulse. She told the paramedics, and the paramedics told her that the movements were involuntary and that were the results of the medication.
Tamisha Beauchamp has cerebral palsy and is on 3 breathing treatments a day. She remains hospitalized this afternoon, listed in critical condition. The Southfield Fire Department has launched an internal investigation, but says all protocols were followed. Governor Gretchen Whitmer is now setting her sights on the flu, hoping to avoid a double medical threat this fall. Now, the battle against the flu is now wrapped into the state's fight against the coronavirus.
As many Michiganders as possible should get vaccinated for the flu, and it's especially important for students and educators.
The governor says it's critical for anyone doing face-to-face education to get the vaccine. So the state health department is launching a statewide media campaign called Facing the Flu Together. When it comes to the coronavirus, the state reported 779 new cases today, along with 20 additional deaths. The rate of positive tests continues to hold steady at around 3.3%. The state would like to see it below 3%. Because of COVID-19 still spreading, medical experts are worried about a combined threat.
We are very concerned about the potential for a COVID surge at the same time as a flu surge here in the state of Michigan later this year. In that scenario, many of our hospitals could potentially fill to capacity. That is a scenario that we have seen earlier this year in a number of communities throughout the state of Michigan.
Governor Whitmer demonstrated how easy it is to get a flu shot. She received the vaccine during the news conference, which you may have seen live on Local 4. Whitmer's bottom line: get a flu shot. The entire country is keeping a very close eye on the Gulf Coast as it prepares for the second big storm of the week. Hurricane Laura is picking up strength in the Gulf. Ben Bailey watching the tropics and keeping an eye out for storms right here at home. Let's get to the extended first forecast right now. Ben.
Yeah, Karen, this storm, Laura, is going to be our strongest hurricane of the season. and will likely be a major Category 3 hurricane by the time it makes landfall. You can tell just by the satellite image, this thing is becoming more symmetric. We're starting to see an eye form in the center of it. It is just barely a hurricane. Stats right now, 75 miles per hour. It's a Category 1 storm, but as it moves over that warm Gulf water, it'll be a Cat 3 storm in just a little more than 24 hours. 8 p.m. there, we expect it to be a Category 3 and then making landfall somewhere along that Texas-Louisiana state line. And that's going to be in the early morning hours, pre-dawn there of Thursday, before it finally moves inland and takes a hard right turn out towards the Atlantic. Now, as far as what we can expect here, we've been watching thunderstorms out to the west, but those have really fallen apart. We expect to stay dry for the rest of tonight, but not so much the remainder of the week. Chances of thunderstorms Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Some of those could be strong. We're under slight and marginal risks for severe weather, and we'll talk more about that coming up in a few minutes. Karen?
All right. This is a historic week for the Gulf Coast, targeted by two storms. Tropical storm Marco made landfall last night. It did lose strength, but still brought heavy rain as it moved north. Laura is next, as Ben mentioned. She's stronger. From Louisiana to Texas, hundreds of thousands of residents have been ordered to evacuate, urged to get out of the storm's path. Now, before moving into the Gulf, Laura brushed past the southern coast of Cuba. Winds there whipped through the trees and rain fell as the storm gathered strength. It's already been deadly, killing 20 people in Haiti and 3 more in the Dominican Republic. We'll keep you posted as the hurricane heads towards the U.S. The Republican Party is making its case to re-elect President Trump, with many members of the First Family speaking to the country. While the president has promised a brighter convention than the Democrats, we still saw many dire warnings and personal attacks on Joe Biden. Devin Scillian in the newsroom with some key moments and the Democratic response. Devin.
Yeah, Karen, that Democratic response featured Governor Whitmer, who just spoke at the DNC, of course, last week. But up first, the president's son led the attack on Joe Biden, while the only African-American Republican in the U.S. Senate tried to highlight his party's diversity.
We have work to do, but I believe in the goodness of America, the promise that all men and all women are created equal. And if you're watching tonight, I'm betting you do too.
Joe Biden is basically the Loch Ness Monster of the swamp. For the past half century, he's been lurking around in there. He sticks his head up every now and then to run for president. Then he disappears and doesn't do much in between.
President Trump made cleaning the so-called swamp one of his campaign mantras back in 2016, of course. Since then, at least 7 former Trump associates, including Steve Bannon last week, have been accused or convicted of crimes. Today, the Biden campaign lined up supporters to defend their candidate and to blast the president for his handling of COVID-19 and the economy. Here's Michigan's governor.
Donald Trump has severely worsened our country's economic crisis. His failure to act has hurt Michiganders and it's hurt Americans everywhere. Workers and families cannot afford 4 more years of this.
Night 2 ahead, and as Karen mentioned, it's a family affair at the RNC. First Lady Melania Trump is the keynote speaker this evening, but we're also going to hear from more of the president's children, Eric and Tiffany Trump. NBC's live coverage starts 10 p.m. here on Local 4, and we'll stream it at clickondetroit.com. And Karen and I will both be back after that for Local 4 News at 11. Karen, back to you.
All right, sounds good. See you at 5. Well, now let's talk about in-home learning. I know firsthand many of you are trying to figure out the best way to create those classrooms around the house. There are many factors to consider when it comes to where and how. Our Paula Tutman checked with experts about how to set your students up for success.
Parents Log, August 25th, 2020. I'm not just a reporter reporting on education. I'm right here in it with you. This week, we've been focusing on trying to create this environment so she can truly be successful as she starts her last year in high school remotely. For students and their families about to embark on the brave new world of remote learning, your homework is just beginning as you intentionally and with thoughtfulness prepare the new learning space for your at-home student.
Make sure that you give your student an area. It doesn't have to be the size of a classroom. They need a desk, a computer, some books, and make it a comfortable environment for them. AJ is 14 years old and has been a remote learner at Michigan Connections Remote Academy from her home in Wayne for 6 years.
But you also need to let them know that, hey, I'm doing school here, but it also provides them with the open space that they need, not trying to go off and do something different because, you know, kids like to do what they want.
And it doesn't have to be a desk. It could be You know, if you have the countertop space, the kitchen table, whatever works for your family.
Brian Kloschak is the superintendent for Michigan Connections, with a student population of 1,700 students. And they've been doing this remote learning stuff for more than a decade.
Education should be fun.
And snacks. Keep snacks around.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, fun and snacks. I mean, anything you do, you need to figure out a way to make it fun.
Each child should have their own learning space, if possible. Whether you live in the Taj Mahal or a shoebox, creating a learning space is something the child can participate in, so they have buy-in, excitement, and that sense of accomplishment.
I decorate my little corner that I have. I have a calendar, I have a couple like little motivational things, and I have decorations all around my little desk.
Make sure there is a solid internet connection and ample lighting. And keep in mind, the place you play games and take naps should not be the place for learning if possible.
A lot of families have that rushed, fast-paced first thing in the morning, dragging the kids out of bed. We don't experience that. We still get up early, we get dressed in the morning, just like we normally would for school, but it's not that high anxiety that you have first thing in the morning.
Yeah, okay, so that's dealing with that physical space. But Karen, once you do that, and actually while you're doing that, there's another space you need to deal with, and that's your head space. We're going to talk to experts about how you get your head set in the right direction for remote learning. We're going to do that at 6.
I really am going to look forward to that, because I think you've got to find that right headspace for the student and also for the parents as well, because many of the parents are working at home while they're trying to balance all of this. All right. Thank you, Paula.
Easier said than done.
Oh, you are right on that. Still ahead here first at 4. Airline companies are now competing to become the cleanest and safest in the age of COVID. We'll talk about how one carrier is trying to make you a little better about flying. Also, take a look at this horrible disaster in India. We'll tell you what happened and the miracle discovered under the rubble. First, destruction in a Midwestern city, what new police protests have left behind, and a father offers new information about his son's medical crisis. That story next.